In this video, I want to talk about character anxiety, as I think a lot of people of varying skill levels struggle with this, myself included. What I mean by character anxiety is when you doubt your main character's abilities in a competitive setting or feel burnout with your main character. This doubt may cause you to consider switching mains with the hopes that you would get better results with a different character. In a game with over 70 playable characters, it comes at no surprise that this issue occurs. I hope that in this video, I will be able to help you decide whether you should stick with your character or switch, and show what helped for me. If you're like me, then your character anxiety probably comes from a lack of tournament results. In my case, when Ultimate came out, I picked up DK and quickly became the best in my small town, but when I went to college, I got destroyed. This is where my initial character anxiety came from. Keep in mind, you might still experience character anxiety even if you don't play a lower mid-tier character, or even if you are happy with your tournament results. For some people, it could just be a sense that you might enjoy playing a different character more than the one you currently play. This is a difficult spot to be in because switching characters would mean losing the progress that you already made with your current character, but sticking with your current character would mean that you might not improve as quickly or have as much potential. So what should you do if you are experiencing this? We should first discuss competitive viability in Smash Ultimate. As you have likely heard before, Smash Ultimate is a surprisingly balanced game for its roster size. Every now and then, a player will do quite well with a character that's considered low tier. However, there are still characters that do better in a competitive setting than others. A lot of people discuss a character's viability in terms of top level play, but the viability of a character for you can change depending on your Smash goals. For example, if you just want to have fun and don't really care about tournament results, then any character you like can be viable. If your goal is to make top 8 at your local tournament, then maybe there are some characters that would limit your ability to do so, and you would have a much easier time playing a different character. If your goal is to make the PGR of your region, then that might further limit your character selection and so forth. After determining your goals with Smash, you can evaluate whether or not your character is viable for your needs. While tier lists can be helpful in this process, remember that the meta of Smash Ultimate is always developing, and there are many balance patches to come. Just because a character isn't at the top of the tier list doesn't mean that they don't have potential to do well. After all, people probably wouldn't have such a high opinion of Joker if MKLeo had never picked up the character. In my opinion, there is a sizable amount of characters that are actually underrated. However, it is still important to recognize the strengths and weaknesses of each character, and whether or not that character fits your playstyle. I would encourage you to play around with lots of different characters and come to your own conclusions about them. To use my previous situation with DK as an example, my goals were to do well at my local tournament, and I knew that potentially I would want to progress past that if I was able to do so. With DK, I decided that as much as I enjoyed the character, his weaknesses were too exploitable in competitive play, and I would achieve my goals far faster with a different character. For that reason, I decided to make the switch to a character with top player representation and a lot of potential in my opinion. For me, this character was Fox. It is important to realize that 90% of the time at low and mid-level play, your character is not responsible for a lack of results, but rather player skill is. A highly skilled player could do well with almost any character if they put enough time in. When Ultimate first came out, MKLeo was winning tournaments with Ike, who is now considered a mid-tier character. Hopefully that puts things into perspective. That being said, if you ultimately decide that your character isn't viable for your needs, then making the switch can have a lot of benefits. However, be cautious in who you switch to and take the decision to switch seriously. You won't get anywhere if you are constantly switching mains. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, as I will be putting out more Smash videos soon. Thanks for watching and have a great day.